All right, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, we saw that the first test of the 49 to 51 area overnight attracted responsive sellers, and we got a deeper pullback towards the value area low at 43 from yesterday. And the responsive buyers were active there for a pushback up towards that 49 to 51. Heading into the day, we have a couple of economic reports out at 8:55 a.m. and 9 a.m. Central, the main one being consumer sentiment at 8:55 a.m. Central. The main idea today is that, the market is set for a directional move, either for a test of the 53.5 to 54.5 recent highs or all-time highs and potentially a break above it. NQ made new highs on the year yesterday, and if that strength remains in NQ and we can get some buying above 48.75 to 50.75 here, above that pre-market resistance zone, we could quite easily test the all-time high, and then there would of course be the potential to break above it and head up to 57.5 to 59.5. Now, so far we are running on below average volume, and if that continues, that could still translate to only a 12 to 14 point range or so. So we'll keep that in mind. We'll monitor the relative volume in real time and see if that's rising or falling. On the downside, we have 43.5 to 45.5 as the micro bull bear zone, and if buyers can hold above this area, they can still maintain control. But if we break and then hold below 43.5 to 45.5, we can quite easily test yesterday's low at 40 and then get a pullback to the current developing balance area low at 35.5 to 37.5, which is the initial support zone on the day. The first test of that zone, I expect responsive buyers to be active, but as far as whether that zone shuts off the selling or not is something we will have to gauge in real time. If the AD lines are not really heavy on the downside, and the momentum reverses off that zone, then it can still provide a very good support zone, and it can still reverse the price action and result in a move up to 40, 41, maybe higher. But if everything is looking quite bearish as we head into initial support and internals are getting worse and momentum's holding to the downside with a tick below zero, then you have to be careful there. Now, we expect price edge at that zone on first test anyway, right? So if we get down there, the idea is that we're not just going to slice right through it, that we're going to get some rotation and some price edge at the zone, so it's going to give you some time to figure things out, right? That's the expectation. That's not just going to run right through the zone. It'll give you some, at least 10, 20 minutes, maybe more, to figure out what the market is trying to do. And the question that we're going to be asking if initial support zone gets tested is, what's the likelihood of the zone breaking? Because if it breaks, that'll be a break below balance, and that can result in liquidation. So that's the question that we're going to be trying to answer as price tests initial support, or if even price tests initial support, right? So today, I think it just calls for being cautious because we could get directional movement, right, to the upside or the downside here. And that's why you want to be careful taking fade setups, and it is going to require more of a real-time read on how strong or weak the market is. Now, so far, the buyers haven't really let up, but at the same time, we didn't really see that level of strength yesterday or in the overnight session that we really wanted to see. Yesterday's overnight high was 51.75. NQ made new highs on the year, and ES was unable to even test that 51.75 level. So even though, we're holding at some decent prices here, we're holding above the micro bull bear zone, it's not that level of strength that you want to see for a push to new highs. Now, it could be that, we're just kind of balancing in a range here ahead of econ, and then we get a directional move. But so far, we have to be prepared for price to go either way, right? We can't be overly bullish or overly bearish in this range because, it really could break to either side. And by default, we are giving edge to the buyers, but at this point, ES has broken to an all-time high, and now it's balancing in a range. And really, the relevant price area right now is this, 35 to 54 half range, which is something we've developed this week. So, we don't want to be overly bullish or bearish right now. We want to let the market show us which way it's trying to go. The first 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes can still be kind of choppy because of the econ reports. We'll be aware of that as well. And the focus is really going to be to be selective and just try to get on board maybe, one or two good trades. That's typically our plan on Fridays. With it being the last day of the week, there can be some profit taking in the afternoon. And that's why, we're not overly aggressive on Fridays. Monday through Thursday, we try to be more aggressive and take some more aggressive trades. But on Friday, we typically only take one or two good trades and sometimes no trades, right? If nothing presents itself, then, you don't have to take a trade, right? It's only when the reward to risk is there, when the odds are in your favor, and, you have some clarity on market direction. So, that's the plan again for today, where, the morning session will be looking for a good setup, and then in the afternoon, since we know that there can be some profit taking, there can be some, either liquidation or short squeeze type scenario in play if the market is holding, some high prices. So we're going to have to be careful in the afternoon. But in the morning session, I think we can get some, at least a couple of decent setups. So let's see where we're opening over here. We're testing pre-market resistance right now. Buy side is still looking okay. Prior close 48.5. And main econ is consumer sentiment at 8:55 a.m. So let's see how the first 30 minutes play out. I think we'll get some good information there, and then take it from there.